Courier, I'm glad you've recovered. I'm hoping you could be of some use to us. The Legion bastards strung Wolfpack's corpses to crucifixes in the middle of the area to try to bait us into their traps. They have snipers surrounding the area and have landmines scattered around under the snow. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any easy way to do this. You'll either need to take out the snipers or sneak through them while avoiding the landmines. You only need to bring the bodies back to us. We'll carry them back to base. Speak to Mustang. He should be able to give you better advice on how to proceed. Sorry I can't be of more assistance. I'm just here to make sure no more of our troopers get killed. General Blackthorn seems to believe you can handle it. Prove him right. For all our sake. Good luck out there, Courier. Be careful out there.
Well, let me ask you something first, Courier. Not bad. Tell me something else. How does one stay hidden from a foe's prying eyes? Maybe I was wrong about you. One last question. How do you go about disarming a landmine? Very... Yeah?
Were they the only two? this is all worth it. Don't be. They died fighting for their brothers and sisters in arms. You'll do well to remember that. Come on, let's get these guys back home. Were they the only two? I hope this is all worth it. I'm not gonna debate that now. Let's just get the dead back home so they can be buried.
Everyone calm down. Contrary to what you may think, we're not here to mourn these soldiers' deaths. We're here to celebrate their lives and the things they accomplished in their short time on this earth.
They were... well, explaining who they were would be pointless. You already know the Wolf Pack, and you already know everything they've done. Together, they had a kill count in the hundreds. They fought bravely, without fear or hesitation, against all kinds of enemies, from the armored knights of the Brotherhood to the savage brutality of the Northern Legion. But that wasn't what made them who they are. That wasn't what made them the Wolf Pack. It was their compassion, their patience, their loyalty, their willingness to do the right thing, no matter the cost, that made them the Wolf Pack. And thus, they were elevated by us from mere soldiers to legends. They became our role models, our heroes, our greatest champions. No amount of retribution or target practice is going to bring them back, but we can still honor them by continuing to follow the ideals they gave their lives for. We can and will continue to fight for freedom, for equality, for unity. In these past weeks, my judgment has been called into question more times than I care to admit. Most of you have criticized me in hushed whispers. Others have been more obvious in their disapproval. That is why I am here today, standing with these fallen heroes, to ask you for your trust in these difficult times. For these are the times that precede our finest hour. The Northern Legion have fallen. The Liberator is close to completion, and now that Courier 6 is here, true freedom is within our grasp. I know that many believe that Courier 6 is a waste of time, that one person certainly isn't worth the lives of the Wolf Pack, or the many others who died that day. But the Courier, this man, will, in time, prove to be our greatest asset against all of our enemies. I'm not asking you all to trust Courier 6. That may be too much right now, but if not him, then trust me. Trust me. Trust. That's all I ask. That is all. I'll open the stage for anyone else who would like to say a few words. If there's anything you want to say, Courier, the stage is open for you.
Ready! Aim! Fire! Ready! Aim! Fire! Ready! Aim! Fire!
이게 뭐야? 형? 이거는 스토리가 전개되고 있는데. 아, 이거.
Something you needed, Courier?
I don't have much time for chit-chat. Make it quick. What I do is none of your concern. We served together in the Mojave. I was with him during the Brotherhood War. That last battle we fought, it changed him. He seemed more distraught. When he watched the men he cared so much for die en masse, I could see that a part of him had died with them. And that is why you should never form close bonds with your soldiers. It only becomes a weakness. Good. Now go make yourself useful.
was touched by your funeral speech, Courier. Thank you.
Courier, come, take a walk with me. I think it's time I show you the real reason why we have been fighting and freezing our asses off in this godforsaken wasteland. The reason why my men continue to suffer and die here. I'm sure you've learned by now that we're not working for the NCR. We're a splinter group who've removed ourselves from Kimball and his narrow-minded conquest to expand the NCR's territorial grasp. We're not against the new California Republic. I believe the NCR to be the best hope to have come out of this post-apocalyptic world. But I blame Kimball for what he has done to it. He turned the NCR into a warmongering nation that no longer cares for its own people. He is willing to sacrifice whatever and whoever in order to satisfy his grandiose vision for the NCR. My boys, they've been through a lot. Kimball forced them to fight during the Brotherhood of Steel War. Most of them were young kids with little to no combat experience. But to Kimball, they were just conscripts to be used as cannon fodder. However, they still fought hard and bravely, only to die for a cause not of their own. I promised those boys, those men, their freedom. Crushed the Brotherhood at Helios 1. I thought it was finally over. We had won the war. At a heavy price. Half of my battalion was wiped out in the assault. All good kids. I remember each and every one who died under my command. The lives I couldn't save. The only peace of mind I had was that the rest would be sent home, where they'd be free from any more war. They could hopefully live the rest of their lives in peace. Or so I thought. Only a few months after taking Helios, the Legion were making a push for Hoover Dam shortly after wiping out the NCR's most eastward stronghold, Fort Uridash. Suddenly, I saw it happening all over again. More kids being sent to their deaths. More families being torn apart and forced to serve as conscripted cannon fodder. More soldiers left forever scarred and broken by the atrocities of war. That's something I wish those who wage war would understand. Kimball was, of course, determined to hold Hoover Dam at all cost. He ordered my men and I to reinforce the dam. I had two choices: lead my men into another bloody war, only to satisfy Kimball's vision, or leave the NCR and be labeled as a deserter. I chose the latter. I'm glad you understand. It was not an easy decision. I had to leave much of what I believed in behind.
Those who followed me only did so because they believed in me. I did not force anyone to come to the frontier. These men and women look up to me as their leader, and I will not fail them. It is my duty to one day bring these people back to the Republic and set things right. A peaceful revolution without any bloodshed. We only aim to remove that warmonger, Kimball, from power so the NCR can finally get back to focusing on the welfare of its own citizens. That is what I am about to show you. You see before you, we call the Liberator. Inspiring relic of the old world. It appears to have been some kind of prototype airship that was left unfinished beneath the airport. With this fully restored, it would certainly turn the tide for us in our conflict with both the Legion and Kimball's NCR. However, in its current state, it can't even get airlifted. It's essentially a massive paperweight while in this hangar. This is where your help is needed, Courier. As I said before, you're a legend who can bring change. Whether you help us find what we need, or just help us last long enough in this conflict so that the Liberator can be brought to fruition, will justify everything we have sacrificed up to this point. I hope you agree with me when I say, I trust that you are the key that will push us forward. Hopefully in time, you will see what I mean. Follow me. There is still much to discuss. One of our greatest threats we face on the frontier, apart from the inhospitable weather and landscape, is, of course, the Legion. You may be aware that this isn't the same Legion as seen in the Mojave. They are more or less tribals who have pledged allegiance to Caesar's Legion. They weren't much of a threat when we first arrived, but somehow Caesar learned of our presence here and sent his legate, Marcus Valerius, and Frumentari to spearhead the tribals against us. Alarmingly, the tribals have outnumbered and even outgunned us in a number of ways. Because of their nativity to this region, they have proven to be far more versatile and have been gathering resources and territory faster than we can compete with. They continue to encroach on us, even after our recent affair with them, which has left my army crippled. On top of that, I have reasons to suspect that the Legion have spies within our own ranks. The reason why we suffered such heavy losses during our assault to rescue you was most likely due to a breach in our invasion plans. The Legion already had their artillery aimed at my fleet before they even reached into enemy territory. So many of my men slaughtered before their boots could even touch the ground. Furthermore, we have had supplies and weapons go missing from our stockpiles. Most notably are tank busters, while their use by the Legion and even scavs has become more frequent in recent events, resulting in greater losses of our tanks and vertibirds. If you have any information of a potential breach in our ranks, I must be informed of it.
Dolus, where have you heard of this? This seems to confirm my suspicions that Valerius was tipped off just before the assault. Now we at least know this Dolus is the one we need to look out for. This is invaluable information. Good job, Courier.
I currently have Rancor investigating any suspicious activity. He's not just my personal bodyguard, but also my top reconnaissance agent. He's my eyes and ears at the frontier. This here's Way, my lead engineer on the Liberator, who you may have already met.
Yes. Hello, Courier. As much as Blackthorn may think I need your help, I will have this aircraft fully functional in only a matter of time. You'll see. You'll all see. Well, since you're asking, I could use 12 duct tape, 11 pilot lights, 10 leaf blowers, 9 leather belts, 8 milk bottles, 7 scrap metal, 6 garden gnomes, 5 golden gecko eggs, 4 cherry bombs, 3 fission batteries, 2 teddy bears, and a, Brahmin in a talking tree. Blackthorn came to me after his troopers stumbled across my robot army I had been constructing. Why, yes! Ever since I could wield a soldering iron at the ripe old age of 2, I have been reconstructing old electronics back into working order. I guess you could call me a prodigy. My robot army was all I really needed in life, until Blackthorn offered me to come work on the Liberator, an opportunity and challenge I could not pass on. So here I am, using my robots to rebuild this war machine. It's an aircraft carrier that flies. What more is there to say about it? It's just like all the other pre-war monstrosities. It'll be a miracle if it actually flies, but luckily for us, I'm that miracle worker.
You see what we have all been working for. I hope you understand how important it is that we reach our goal in time. God forbid any of this technology ever falls into the wrong hands. Once the Liberator is fully restored, it can be used as a mobile command center and troop transport. With the amount of firepower it packs, it could probably wipe out an entire citadel. We will use it to restore order and peace in both the Frontier and Mojave. Then, we will force Kimball into resignation.
Ideally, I plan to put your skills of exploration to good use, and have you scavenge any remote locations that may contain the components needed to complete the Liberator.
General Blackthorn, sir.
Whoa! Take it slowly. Breathe. Now, what is so important that you ran all the way down here?
I just got word of a possible enemy attack on the airport.
Are you sure of this?
Yes, sir. Reports are coming in from all over of a large group of scav vehicles heading towards the airport as we speak.
All right. We'll handle this back at the airport terminal. And Tuner, next time remember to use the intercom.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
According to these projections, the scabs have been moving closer and closer towards the airport, and without hesitation it appears. It won't be long before they reach our walls.
How many would you say there are?
At least a couple dozen retrofitted vehicles.
That's a massive mechanized unit. Why would they suicidally come at us like this?
They must think we are still weak from the recent battle with the Legion and are attempting to finish us off. But we'll let them know we're not finished here just yet.
What's the plan, sir?
Send a column of tanks to intercept and ambush them. We'll wipe them out before they reach the airport.
Yes, sir. I'll gather the men.
Sergeant Johnson, alert the rest of the men. The base is to be on full alert.
Yes, sir.
Courier, I'll need your assistance on this. You'll go with the tank crew to intercept the scavs. I appreciate the enthusiasm. However, you won't need to drive it. Maybe afterwards we'll teach you how to drive one. Hell, if you wipe out these scavs, I'll give you your own personal tank. Go speak to Watchman in the maintenance hangar. He'll give you the rundown. And make haste!
Hi.
What are you after now? This is what I got. Bye.
Thank you for honoring Wolfpack's death.
Thank you for honoring Wolfpack's death.
Good, you're here. We can set off now if you're ready. You'll aim and fire the cannon on the tank. It won't be too difficult to do. I'll show you once we get rolling. Alright then, let's get this show on the road. It's a bit cramped in here, but it beats being on foot. This armor can protect us from any small arms fire as well as the cold. We mostly just need to be on the lookout for any tank weapons and landmines. I've also heard rumors that the scavs are retrofitting their vehicles with explosives and suicidally ramming them into our tanks. So watch out for any vehicles with a large bomb strapped to it. Don't want them to get too close before they go boom. By the way, this is our driver, Matty.
Salutating.
He'll handle this tank like it's a steed. I'll be manning the machine gun and loading the cannon. You just need to aim and fire that cannon. That sound like something you can handle? Good. Take this machine gun. You'll be needing it. Now open that hatch and take a look around your surroundings.
Much easier to see from up there, yeah? Take a few practice shots at those vehicles across the river. Get a good feel for how long it takes to pick the target from high to aim. Distance with your shot.
so far. I'm sure you can handle it.
There's still a few remnants left. We should finish them off so they have a chance to regroup. Keep up with the other tank. We're the only two left.
still alive. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but we need to get the hell out of here. I already called in an evac. They should be here shortly. Just hang in there. See what? That blinding light that wiped everything out? How the hell could I miss it? You must have banged your head against something. You should conserve your energy. Help will be here soon.
I see. This is certainly unprecedented. If what you're saying about the beam of light is true, then I fear this may have been the work of something I'd only thought was a myth. The Archimedes 2 death ray. Yes, we only found out about this death ray after seizing Helios 1 from the Brotherhood. Perhaps it was the reason they held out for so long. At best, the reports they gave seemed senseless, but I see now that they were completely accurate. It seems beyond the means of the Brotherhood, and of all the enemies we have been up against. Only the Enclave has had access to the kind of technology you're describing. But what are they doing in the frontier? The last reports we had pegged them fleeing eastward in massive numbers. There's been no organized resistance in the Republic for decades. Whatever their reason, they pose an unprecedented threat to our operations here. If they want to, they could wipe us out in the blink of an eye. We need to tread lightly, Courier. You said you saw where that vertebrate of theirs was headed. Maybe we could track it down and find out what they're up to. Go speak to Officer Parks. He may be able to provide some assistance. I've already assigned him the task of gathering any information on the new threat. But be careful. We cannot afford any missteps. One more thing before you go. As promised, I've provided you your own personal tank for taking care of those scavs. You'll find it waiting for you outside the maintenance hangar. Take good care of it. I won't be able to provide you with another.
Are you looking to buy something, stranger? Don't take it too personally. Most of the folk around here are a bit wary of new faces. We don't see many new faces out here. When you're out scavenging the wastes, you learn not to trust them, especially groups. Are you looking to buy something, stranger? Sure thing.
Bleeders used to shoot blood from their eyes. Don't, look that up. Just trust me.
Well, I'll be. It's been a while since I've seen a new face. I'm Diana, and this here's my diner. You've got hearing problems, don't you, sweetheart? Howdy, what can I get you? Of course. Diana?
Howdy. I ain't sell nothing to no stranger. Now get. Quiet.
Courier, I'm assuming Blackthorn sent you. We're gonna need all the help we can get to deal with whatever this new threat is. If this really is the Enclave we're talking about, the NCR have dealt with them in the past. Though with a bit of help. Hell, I was certain that the NCR had finally wiped them out for good. I never expected to see them make a return like this. This new weapon of theirs changes everything. It goes beyond anything we've been up against before. There's definitely something on the other side of that canal, but I can't get close enough to get a good look. I can see a bright light. It looks like it's coming from a machine of sorts. Seems pretty high-tech, whatever it is. There's no safe way to get across the canal. All the bridges are wrecked. Not only that, if we get any closer, we risk getting spotted. And with that death ray of theirs, Well, you know the rest. If there was some way of getting on top of that freeway overlooking the area, it would give us the high ground and allow us to remain out of sight. We could see everything from up there. They'd spot us from a mile away if we tried flying in a vertibird. We need to be more discreet.
Hold on. I think I might have an idea. It's a bit crazy, but it just might work.
Shoot.
Ready for this, courier? It's simple. We're going to use this buggy to ride across the highway, jump in the gaps. Don't worry, this baby's pretty fast and it's got turbo to boot. It makes the car go faster than normal. Wait until you see. Great, you'll be driving. I have a feeling you'll be good at this.